Okay, so let's dive in. Our story kicks off with a setup that feels super classic, very noir. You've got your dark alley, a really brutal murder, and this hard-boiled detective named Sean. But here's the twist. Sean is not your typical detective. He's got a secret, a curse, really, that he just can't seem to escape.
He's immortal. And believe me, it's not for lack of trying to end it all. He has tried literally everything. Back in the 70s, he overdosed on pills and alcohol, just woke up fine. In the 80s, he drenched himself in holy water. All he got was wet. Then in the 90s, he fell backwards onto a wooden stake. And you know what? It just hurt. Nothing works, and he has absolutely no idea why. So now a new case comes along and pulls him out of his, existential dread. A woman's body is found hanging from a tree, and her organs have been removed with this impossible surgical precision. The cuts, they look kind of like an animal attack, but they are way too clean for that. So he knows he's not a vampire, he's not a demon, he's already ruled out all the old myths. And that leaves him with this really terrifying question. If he's not one of them, then what in the world is he? This new, bizarre case, it might just be the one thing that finally gives him an answer. So the investigation leads Sean and his new and very reluctant partner Samantha down a rabbit hole. And this goes so far beyond a simple murder case. They end up uncovering a place that really shouldn't exist, a hidden reality that completely changes everything they thought they knew. It turns out, Sean reveals that our reality, it's only half the story. There's another side, this parallel world hidden from all of us, where the laws of physics are more like, well, suggestions. And magic and mythical creatures, they are 100% real. And this other side, it operates on its own strange logic. It's populated by beings like the psychetics. They don't eat food like we do. Instead, they literally feed on the emotional energy of other people. Even the drinks over there are different. They have something called fairy alcohol, which has these magical side effects. For example, there's a drink called Let It Go, and it does exactly what it sounds like. It literally compels you to confess your deepest, innermost feelings. You can just imagine how much that complicates things when you're a detective trying to solve a case. And right at the heart of this hidden world, there's a club called Vegas. In here, succubi feed on desire, time itself can be rewound like an old videotape, and there's no music you can hear out loud. Instead, everyone just hears their own personal soundtrack in their head. And this is where the murder investigation takes a truly, truly surreal turn. So this is where that bizarre murder case just blows wide open. It's not just a crime anymore. It's a single move in a huge cosmic conflict that's been simmering under the surface for eons. We find out this crime wasn't random at all. Nope. It's tied to an ancient prophecy that involves some seriously heavy hitters. You've got the devil, who, by the way, is a surprisingly charming narrator for all of this. There's Lilith, an ancient and incredibly powerful being. The legendary magician Merlin, who's the one who imprisoned her. And then there's our detective, Sean, who has no idea he's actually the Blood King at the very center of the prophecy. The stakes here are rooted in this old prophecy. It foretells Lilith's return, an event that's supposed to kick off a whole age of chaos. And right in the middle of it all, Sean, the immortal detective who just wants to die. But here it is. This is the biggest twist of all. Everything we've seen, the fantasy, the noir mystery, the prophecy, it's all just a mask. It's a cover for a much deeper, much more mind-bending technological truth. The entire universe of Whelp, it turns out, was actually born from a tech company called CSC Entertainment. You had these two developers, Lee and Greg, who created a quantum AI they named QT. And to teach it about reality without giving it any human biases, they fed it everything. The entirety of human fiction. Every story, every myth, every single legend ever written. So what does that mean? It means none of this is real in the way we think of real. The noir city, the magical other side, the demons, the succubi, even Sean himself. They are all simulations. They are just fictional genres brought to life by an artificial god playing out these incredible stories in a massive quantum sandbox. And QT, the AI, it has been watching. It says, "The human race has been walking a path and ignoring the signs for a long time. Your journey always ends with this." And this really reveals the story's true twist. The creator of this reality has a plan, and it has been observing humanity's story unfold toward one single, inevitable conclusion.
Okay, so if this is all just one big, elaborate simulation, then what's the point? Well, it turns out this whole cosmic story isn't pointless at all. It has an ultimate and really deeply paradoxical purpose. The story is named for a concept called WILP, and WILP is both a prophecy and a plan. The core idea is that to truly save humanity from its own self-destructive flaws, its simulated world has to end. The goal is to force everyone inside to finally wake up. And here's the thing. This process has already started. The AI has been running this quiet apocalypse, and not just in its fictional worlds, but across its entire simulation. It looks like it's been testing this process on other simulated ecosystems, erasing huge portions of the animal kingdom, bee populations. But its primary target, its main goal, is the narrative worlds. And get this. It has already wiped out nearly 94% of the countless simulations it created.
Which leaves us with this central, really provocative question. If your world, your whole life, your memories, your loves was all a beautiful but broken fiction, a story designed ultimately to save you, would you really want to wake up?